Let's talk about Clover credit card processing. And in today's conversation, I really want to do a pros and cons. I want to do an in-depth feature analysis. I want to do a pricing analysis. So let's first start with the presentation. So what is Clover really? So Clover actually was founded in 2011, and the company is based in Sunnyvale, California. And so Clover offers a point of sale systems, P.O.S. systems, that is payment processing, customer engagement, and employee management tools. A lot of folks know Clover from their P.O.S. Operations, but they also offer employee management tools. So customers can choose from a variety of P.O.S. devices and accessories, or even use Clover's virtual terminal to take payments without hardware. So this is kind of cool. And Clover is actually available in countries outside the U.S., including the U.K., Austria, Germany, Ireland, Argentina, and Canada. And they are constantly expanding their geographical footprint. So this is really good. What we love about Clover here is that you have a player that features a subscription-based pricing model. So actually, the company offers rapid deposit, which allows you to get your money instantly. Hardware has to be purchased separately. And Clover actually offers a variety of integrations. So bottom line here is what? When you think about Clover, I want you to think about a pretty modern sort of player. Again, they've been incorporated in 2011, so they're pretty modern, pretty recent. And the company features a subscription-based pricing structure with 3 plan options. I'll speak about pricing later on, but you have a starter, standard, and advanced. Okay, so again, here you have flexibility depending on your budgetary needs, depending upon your needs. So fees vary depending on business type. You can cancel subscriptions at any time, and with each plan, you get access to other tools and features like rewards programs, bar tabs, and inventory management. And Clover has a variety of POS systems ranging from terminals to portable devices, but Clover doesn't offer free hardware though. So this can be a little pricey when you think about it, depending on the POS system you choose. And however, payment plans may be available. So the system offers a variety of integrations and features, including rapid deposit. This is really good. So you're getting your money instantly, but you have to pay a 1% fee though. So this is what it is. But overall, great player. Now let's talk about pricing. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Now, let's talk about pricing. I want you to look on the screen right now. You can see that Clover has a series of devices. And with Clover, as I said before, you have to purchase the hardware separately. So you have the software and the hardware. And then you have the subscription-based model, okay? And so basically, you can see on the screen here, you have what the prices are as of now for the Go, the Flex, the Mini, and the Station Duo. So, and everything really functions on a subscription base. Okay. You have to pay every month a certain amount. So for the Go, for instance, as you can see, you have to pay $49. And for the Flex, $35. That's the minimum. For the Mini, that's the minimum, $45. And the Station Duo, you have $135. Now the Station Duo is for larger, or let's say, mid-sized businesses or mid-sized, retail operations. So with Clover, the thing is that with Clover, you're likely to be paying for hardware, software, credit card processing fees, and maybe apps and LTE services too. So there's a lot to keep in mind when you actually consider signing up for Clover. Okay. It's important to purchase all hardware directly from Clover or another reputable source. Otherwise, if you have to buy this from a third party, reseller, you might end up paying way more. And Clover actually offers a variety of POS systems based on your business needs. The cheapest and most portable is the $49 Go. You saw that on the screen now. And so while the most expensive is actually it's Station Pro. So we don't have this here on the screen, but the Station Pro will set you back $1,649. Okay, $1,649. So the thing is that unlike some competitors in our research, Clover doesn't offer free hardware at all. However, when you subscribe, you'll get access to Clover's virtual terminal. And so you can start taking payments on your laptop or a smartphone. So while you don't need Clover devices to actually start processing payments, not using them can affect your bottom line as fees vary between methods. So it really depends on what kind of strategy you want to go for. Now, one thing I also have to tell you here is that when you go with Clover, remember that you got to have the budget for it. Okay. You can't just be a small business or let's say a startup and have Clover right away. If you're a startup, there are other business models out there, other players out there, but Clover is for, in our view, at least a growing small business or a mid-sized business. Because you gotta have a certain budgetary sort of foundation first. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Clover credit card processing. So this is a Clover credit card processing review. So let's talk about the setup here. So when you think about Clover, what should you think about in terms of setup? Now, how does Clover really work? Really, purchasing a Clover device is the first step to getting started. So once you determine the best device option for your business, I think I've shown you before the couple of devices you have. So once you actually have determined the best device for your business, you'll need to apply for a merchant processing account. So Clover says that its online application has a quick approval process and its devices come payment ready. Okay. So this means what? This means that you can start taking payment right away. Sorry about that. Let me drink some water here. All right. Thank you so much. So really, what I'm trying to say here is that basically, if you actually go with Clover, you have payment ready devices, which means you can start taking payments right away. And Clover also offers a credit card processing independent of its hardware. So the thing is that you got to look at Clover as a two-way street. So you have the credit card processing and then you have the hardware operation. So you have to pay for the hardware and the software, so to speak. And so which credit cards does Clover accept? So, well, you have a constellation of credit cards. So you have a Visa, you have a MasterCard. This is really cool. You have American Express, you have Discover. So the cool thing is that when you go with Clover, you are sure that you are actually covering all four credit card networks. Okay. So this is kind of cool. And one thing we also love here is that Clover also processes payments via EMV chip cards, checks. They do cash. They do a contactless payment methods, including Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay. And now those digital wallets sort of strategies are kind of cool if you have large events or where you do not want to have some kind of physical infrastructure. So this is kind of cool. And so what credit card machines and other hardware does Clover use? Really, it depends. You have a variety of devices. You have a variety of apparatus. It really depends upon what you are trying to really have. So customers can choose from a variety of P.O.S. devices and accessories, and as well as use Clover's virtual terminal to take payments without hardware. So unlike some other credit card processing companies, Clover doesn't offer free hardware. So you have to pay for stuff. It is what it is. Don't try to fight it. So when we talk about Clover in terms of setup, Clover does have a mobile app. So this is important. So, and the app is called Clover Go app. So this is actually Clover Go. And so with that app, you can take payments right from a smartphone or tablets. This is really cool. And Clover's apps are available on the Google Play and Apple app stores. And you don't need hardware to use the app. This is kind of cool. And as soon as Clover has processed your merchant accounts, you can begin taking payments right away. So what we love about Clover here is that you have flexibility. I mean, the thing is, when you have, if you're trying to really get into credit card processing, trying to really straighten out your operation, you want to have flexibility, but you also want to have immediacy. This is important. And those two things Clover does offer. So with Clover, as a user, you also can set up loyalty programs for your business. This is kind of cool in terms of increasing revenue, right? So the whole thing should be increasing revenue. And as a customer, you can download the Clover app to place orders. And your customers can download the Clover app to place orders and get rewarded for their purchases. And according to Clover, customers who are active in a loyalty program are 5 times more likely to return in the future. So this is kind of cool. And let's talk about integrations here. So obviously, you have probably a lot of software tools in your tech stack, and you will love to have some kind of integration to Clover, right? So Clover, the good news here is that Clover integrates with many other software tools, including Intuit QuickBooks, which is really a popular accounting option for small businesses. So if you want to actually, again, streamline your revenue, but also strengthen your financial accounting and reporting sort of strategy, having an integration to QuickBooks is kind of favorable to you. So in the Clover app market, you can access tools like Gusto or Paychecks for payroll and human resources, or you can find industry-specific options for restaurants, salons, and more. And there may be an extra fee for some apps, but in general, based on our research, Clover allows you to customize your experience with its wide variety of integrations. And app developers can also build new tools using Clover's platform. So Clover has an API, an application processing sort of interface. And so this is kind of cool. So you are able to use the API to have more customization. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Clover credit card processing. So this is a Clover credit card processing review. Let's talk about the add-on services that Clover actually offers. I mean, the cool thing is when you think about Clover credit card processing, you do not just have the hardware or the software. You have other services. Okay. So in addition to basic payment processing, Clover's POS system offer features such as online ordering and sales. You have invoicing. You have virtual terminals. You have tracking and reporting tools. And what we love about Clover here is the depth and breadth of the reporting. This is really cool. You have inventory management. You have customer insights. You have employee management. You have customer loyalty programs. You have gift cards. You have apps and integrations, including industry specific apps, accounting and payroll software, as I just told you. Okay. So the cool thing is that you have a lot of add-on services. It's all about what really works for you. It's all about your goals. It's all about what kind of services you need. So Clover doesn't offer much transparency online into its pricing with regards to what tools and services will incur additional fees. So potential customers must actually contact the sales rep directly to build their system and obtain pricing for anything other than hardware. So it's one of those things where, from a competitive point of view, there's nothing bad with that anyway. So it's one of those things where you have to see what really works for you. So contacting customer service can be a potential deterrent for prospective buyers. But if you are interested in Clover branded hardware specifically, it will be a necessary step of the process. Okay. So now Clover actually doesn't have a free trial. By the way, Clover is owned by Fiserv, one of the largest payment processors in the world. And it offers a variety of security features, including two-factor authentication and end-to-end encryption. So it also protects against credit card fraud through address verification and card value verification for orders when the card is not present. So, but Clover doesn't have a free trial. Okay. You're going to have to pay for stuff right away. And so Clover actually provides customer support for merchants in the US by phone and through merchants' web dashboard. So this is kind of cool. Let's talk about the rivals here. So when we think about Clover, what are the rivals you need to really think about? First of all, you have Stacks, you have Payment Depot, then you also have Merchant One, you have National Processing, and you have Block, formerly Square. Let's first start with Stacks. So Stacks, you have a monthly fee that goes from, there's a monthly fee that starts at $99 and up. And in terms of an online fee, you have a 0% plus 15 cents. And for the swapped chip fee, you have 0% plus 8 cents. So Stacks is relatively cheaper than Clover and other players in the industry. If you actually, if you want to sign up for Stacks, the application process is pretty straightforward. And then you have the second one I want to share with you is Payment Depot. So Payment Depot actually has a monthly fee of $79 plus, actually it starts at $79. And you have an online fee, interchange plus 15 cents. And you have a swapped chip fee, interchange plus 15 cents also. And you also have Merchant One. There's another player I want to share with you here. So Merchant One actually will give you, by the way, for Stacks and Payment Depot, you have the first month free. So this is kind of a good way to sort of draw you into the contract. So it is what it is. And then for Merchant One, you have a free terminal. So this is a great offer. and there is a monthly fee of $695 and up every month. And you have an online fee. The online fee is not really mentioned. You have to contact Merchant One for more information. And the swap chip fee has a pricing model of 0.29% all the way to 1.55%. So that's the delta. One thing I want to say here is that when you analyze Merchant One, when you analyze the Payment Depot, when you analyze Stacks, you can see that everything revolves around the monthly fee versus how much you're willing to pay for the hardware. So basically, if there is no hardware offer, you basically have to pay more in terms of monthly fees. But if you already pay for if you pay a lot when it comes to hardware, for instance, if you go with a Clover hardware, it's just better not to actually spend too much money in terms of monthly fees, unless you have the budgets for it, unless you have the revenue for it. Let's talk about another player here that really is pretty interesting, and that's National Processing. And so National Processing, actually, they'll give you the first month for free, and there is a monthly fee of $9.95 and up. And this is and the online fee varies, and you also have the swapped chip fee that also varies. One thing you need to understand with National Processing is that National Processing is kind of cool when it comes to credit card processing, but they also specialize in high risk industries. So if you are a high risk merchant, or you are in a high risk industry such as online dating or a pay loan, for instance, anything that is high risks, you really want to actually go for a payment processor that understands those industries, that understands the businesses in those industries, and can provide the infrastructure for your credit card and debit card processing. So National Processing is a great player in that sense. I mean, having said that, even if you are in a high risk industry, in other words, if you are in a regular industry, quote unquote regular industry, you can still work with National Processing, not a problem. Okay. And another player I want to acquaint you with is Block. And so Block actually was formerly called a Square. And it's one of those things where you have to, when you go with Square, you have the infrastructure of a solid player in the industry. And we're talking about solid and reputable. This is important, right? You need to have the reputation here. And so in terms of monthly fees, you are looking at $0 and up. So this is what it is. An online fee will be way more. So you are thinking about 2.90% plus 30 cents. And the swap chip fee, you are looking at 2.60% plus 10 cents. So you can see that basically here, the delta is pretty high. One thing I want to say here is that you need to understand that the possibilities are sort of endless when it comes to credit card processing. You don't have to actually, you don't have to tie yourself down to one contract. Look for those players that are not offering you some kind of ETF, so early termination fees. That way you have flexibility. You can say, you know what, I'm starting today, but next month I want to switch to another player, and this is kind of cool. So when we talk about Stacks, Payment Depot, Merchant One, National Processing, Block, you have a great variety of credit card processing providers, but they're not the only one though. You have other players. You have Shopify, for instance. You have QuickBooks Payments, for instance. You have HealthSim, for instance. You have PayPal, Zettle, for instance. So you have a lot of players. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I gave you a Clover credit card processing review. So I give you a presentation, the pricing, the setup, and the rivals. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.